What is going on, everyone? I'm back with a new Yu-Gi-Oh discussion video, and no, it's not about Black Dragon Jungle King. Let's get off of that. It's gonna be about Vanquish Soul. And I remember when this deck was first announced and the cards were first being shown, everybody was like, this deck sucks. Unfortunately, if a deck doesn't show a big boss monster that's an Omni Negate with 3 forms of protection, people instantly think the deck sucks. But I knew there was something about this deck. I knew this deck had something going on for it. So let's just go over the deck list just really fast. I have 1 Max C. I would run 2 if I had another one. I got 3 Ash Blossoms. They're great because we have our hand traps. That's Earth and Fire, which are the attributes we need. We have our Vanquish Soul Runzen, who's going to be able to search out our other Vanquish Soul monsters. He also has the effect to destroy all monsters in his column or prevent him from being destroyed by card effects, depending on what monsters you reveal from the hand. We have Pantera, who's going to be able to special summon herself straight to the field, and she could destroy any back row in her row, and she can prevent herself from being destroyed by battle during this turn, depending on what you reveal from your hand. We have Dr. Madlove, which is going to search out any of your spell and trap cards. She can also make one of your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack and defense, or she could also return the monster on the field with the lowest defense to the hand. Next, we're going to be going into So Zhanglan. If you revealed any cards in your hand to activate a Vanquish Soul effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you reveal a fire monster, you can change the battle position of a monster. Or you can reveal 2 fire to add a Vanquish Soul from your deck to your hand. Of course, he's level 5, so you're going to want to have to special summon him out. Of course, I got my little Kashtira engine here. 2 Fenrir's, 1 Unicorn. I also got the Burf in here as well, just as something to search out. We have Heavy Borger. Yeah. One of my favorite ones, pretty much my win condition of the deck. You could return a Vanquish Soul that's on your field to your hand, and you can reveal Dark to draw a card, or if it fires to inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. The inflict 1500 damage to my opponent is, to me, the best, because once I put him on the field, I can just inflict 1500 points of damage on my turn, and then on my opponent's turn, inflict another 1500 points of damage, which means in every 2 turns, my opponent's taking at least 3000 points of damage. I run Lava Golem because it's just good to be able to get rid of problematic boards. We have 1 of the Caesar Aurelius, and I would run another one if I had it. I have Harpy's Feather Duster. Wait, let me go over this just a little bit. This one is, I forgot. I just completely just skimmed over him. But yeah, you can instantly be special summoned just by returning Vanquish Soul to your hand. You can reveal the Earth, so this face-up card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects during this turn. Or you can reveal an Earth, Fire, and Dark to destroy 1 other card in the field. Now, this is a quick effect, so once you play this, you can pop one of your opponent's cards, and then on the following turn, you can pop another card. So yeah, just really good disruption. And I remember when he was first revealed, people were like, this is terrible, how are you going to get the cards in the hand? And this deck does it so incredibly easy. Of course, we have Feather Duster, back row removal, Lightning Storm. Depending on the situation, I can remove either their attack position monsters or their back row. Pot of Prosperity, we don't really care much about the extra deck too much anyway. Stake Your Soul so that I can reveal a monster in my hand and get a Vanquish Soul with the same attribute to the field, but it'll return to my hand during the end phase. For most of these videos, I only had 2 of these. Only 1 of these videos I actually was able to get 3. I got lucky in a pack. We got Infernal Arms Durandal. That way I can get out him because he's a fire warrior. We got Kashtira Burf, so that way I can search out with Unicorn, get the Kashtiras back, and I can even normal summon Heavy Borger because it's a level 7. We have 1 Call by the Grave because I only have 1. We have 1 Death Devil. You can change the battle position of opponent's monster, and then 1 of your Vanquish Soul monsters. Easy way to be able to get rid of some cards, and it's a quick play card. I'm only running 2. I used to run 3 before I got another one of this. Vanquish Soul Continue, I think is a really good card. I know some people only play at 1, but the fact that you can either get 1 to the field or the hand just by paying 500 life points is incredible, and it's a quick play. So if your opponent kind of knows what's in your hand by telegraphing, by showing the proper cards to use some of these effects, they might think, well, he can't use values because I know he doesn't have an Earth in hand. Well, there you go. I just activate this. I put an Earth in my hand, and now I got the Disruption play. And we got Impermanence. We got Vanquish Soul Training Burst. I can special summon 2 Vanquish Souls from my hand by targeting a Vanquish Soul monster on the field. And they can't have the same attribute as the monster I targeted with this effect. And then I can return all my opponent's monsters that are in the same all my opponent's cards that are in the same column. I was gonna say only monsters, but no, it's all the cards that are in the same column as my Vanquish Soul monsters. We got Vanquish Soul and Snow Devil, which is incredibly good. I got to reveal up to 1 of Dark, Earth, or Fire monsters in my hand to activate the effect. So the first one inflicts 400 damage to my opponent. Then I can special summon a Vanquish Soul monster from my hand. Then I can inflict 600 damage to my opponent, and my Vanquish Soul cards can't be destroyed. And if I reveal 3, I inflict 800 damage to my opponent. Then I can destroy all monsters on the field. All these effects are going to activate if I reveal 3, which means that's a total of 1800 points of damage and a Dark Hole with protection of my own monsters. Vanquish Soul and Calamity Caesar, which is not really that good. It's a counter trap card that only blocks cards that target your monster, so I might be replacing at least one of these for Solemn Judgment, but it is a counter trap card that could stop something for targeting. The extra stuff doesn't really matter. We have this because we can go into it, and then I can always use its rank up effect to go into Pallades or Crystal Zero, which Crystal Zero I could then rank up into Zero Lancer, or my favorite thing to do is to go into Nova, which then I can use for Dragon Infinity if I really want to. We got Big Eye because we got level 7s. Of course, we got the Kashtira stuff because why not? Goddess in the Underworld just to get rid of a problematic board. We do have Dark Monsters, so we could use Azalea. And of course, the only one that really matters is Rock of the Vanquisher, which is a quick effect, and once per turn I can special summon a Vanquish Soul from my hand or add one from my graveyard to the hand. So now let's go into the gameplay. Alright people, we have the first duel, and I'm going to be going second, and if you're looking at my hand, then I pretty much don't mind because I do have Lava Golem in hand, so I'm kind of hoping my opponent commits to a pretty crazy board. I already see that they're playing Sword Soul, so I'm like, yes, go into your negates so I can throw down Lava Golem and get rid of them. I'm totally fine with going second in this case. Right now, I'm like, okay, they're going to go search out exactly what they need so they can go into any of their big plays, and then they don't. I was expecting a synchro play. I have no idea what they're doing right now. To me, this is not optimal at all, but what they don't know is that they actually saved themselves. If they went to their full Baron play with the Negator Synchro monster, I was just going to get rid of them with Lava Golem. So them not committing is actually saving them. I really wanted them to commit even harder so I can make this work out, but I guess it didn't work out that way. So yeah, we got our search off with our first Vanquish Soul card. We're going to do Fenrir, we're going to banish, and we're going to go in for the direct attack. Now this is pretty much like first time kind of like playing out the deck, so I didn't really search out the proper Vanquish Soul. This is me just pretty much still feeling out the deck a little bit. Because if I was a little bit more versed in the deck, I would not have searched for the Worm Monster. It was not the proper one to go into at that time. They're going to go straight to battle phase and then evenly match. I personally don't care. I'm just going to use my Core by the Grave because I have it there to get rid of their Yang Zing monster. And I'm just going to keep my Link monster on board. I'm going to use the effect of my Link monster so I could special summon one from hand. Whew, I got tripped up there a little bit. We're going to search out the big monster. He gets his draw. And I'm going to reveal 2 fire monsters so I can search out a card. Again, I only searched out that trap card because I thought their turn was going to be over. Otherwise, I wouldn't have searched that card. There would have been no real reason to search it. It wasn't good in this situation. But they continue their main phase. And they go into the monster I thought they were going to go into last turn. And now they're going to start doing their Sword Soul plays. Of course, they already know I have the Lava Golem in hand, so I'm not sure how much they want to commit. I pretty much revealed to them exactly what I have to stop them. So my first thing is, in my head, I'm thinking, what are they going to do? And then I see the Archnevis Protoss, and it starts making sense. They're going to go and call Fire. Now I won't be able to special summon that Lava Golem, so they're pretty much safe. So I got to think, well, what am I going to do at this point? Well, I kind of have an idea. So I'm going to try to first bait out the effect of their Synchro Monster, and I'm perfectly fine with my effects being negated because I really just want to use the runs that are in my hands effect. So I'm going to go and I'm going to search out Caesar. Caesar's going to be able to bring himself straight out to the field. And there I go, I got a big 3k beater, and I can beat over their monster. I'm also now going to set the trap card because I have everything in hand to be able to use all 3 effects if I really wanted to. Actually, that's all. I only have the ability to only do 2 of the effects. My fault. But I'm going to be able to use all 3 effects because I have the Link monster. I totally forgot. I don't have an Earth monster at this point. But I am going to have an Earth monster at some point. And there it goes. Now I actually have all 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for them to build their board. And then I'm going to spring it up on them. So first thing I'm going to do is bring out the Ronzen. Also, sorry. I said I'm going to bring out the Ronzen. Yeah, there we go. There goes the Ronzen. So they take the 1800 points of damage. And the Ronzen does get its effect to search me out a card. Now, they got a big monster on board, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send out the Heavy Borger, and during the end phase, I'm going to activate the effect to inflict the 1500 points of damage direct to them during their end phase. Turn change, I don't have to commit to doing anything at all. I'm just going to activate Borger's effect, reveal the 2 monsters, and inflict the 1500 points of damage to them, and end this duel. Alright, so we're on to the next duel, and I actually get to play first, and my hand is not looking too great at this moment. I'm going to go for the Unicorn, but they're going to be able to block me, and at this point, I don't really have much I can do. Unicorn is pretty much kind of a threat. I can banish a card from their extra deck zone. They decide to get rid of my back row, and thank goodness they aimed for my back row. It wasn't going to help me in any way, shape, or form. And again, I draw into nothing. I'm going to use Birth so I can then add it. So I'm going to use Unicorn, so I got a Birth to hand. And remember, Borger's a level 7 monster, so I can summon it straight to the field. I'm going to attack for 15. I'm going to now attack with Unicorn. Banish out their Galaxy Link monster because it does set up a lot of their plays. During my main phase 2, Borger's effect is going to activate. And I'm going to inflict 1500 points of damage to them. And as you can see, looking at their life points, they don't stand a chance. Unless they got an effect Veiler in hand, this game is over. Reveal the 2 monsters. 1500 points of damage. Done. Moving on to the third duel, where I believe I'm actually going to be able to play first this time. So we're going to first start off with our bread and butter play. We're going straight into the Fenrir, and we're going to try to go in for our search. I should have started off with Unicorn, because Unicorn could have got me Birth, and then I could have summoned a Fenrir, so I misplayed there. We're going to use Stake Your Soul. I revealed a Fire Monster so that I can get Ronzen. Ronzen is just going to search me out a card. Borger's then going to come out straight to the field. I got the proper monsters in hand for Borger's effect, so let's inflict that 1500 points of damage. A card was revealed for the effect, so I was able to summon up the Worm monster. I'm going to go straight into my Link monster. Now, the best part is the Link monster could then just add the monster I use as materials right back to the hand, so it's almost like I got the Link monster out for free. They're going to go and use Dark Magician. Now, me, what I'm going to do is just going to reveal, and I'm going to inflict that 1500 points of damage to them. Now, here's the thing about Borger. Borger is not a play extender. It's not a negator. It's not an incredibly dangerous card that's going to hurt the board in any way, shape, or form. But it is priority number 1 to get rid of, because if you leave it there for too long, it is going to win the game. So this is great. I got Fenrir on board, and I got my Link monster on board, and my opponent can pretty much care less because Borger is the problem. As you can see right there, they're trying to get rid of Borger when Fenrir is clearly a more detrimental card to my opponent. I'm going to return it to the hand, and here comes Caesar. Now, they're playing some crazy deck, because seeing the Eldritch, I'm like, what are they doing right now? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal 3 cards, and I'm going to pop their back row. Because in my head, I'm thinking Eternal Soul is sitting there. And it was Awakening the Dragon, and I'm like, wait, what is going on right here? Now, in case this is going to move forward quite fast because it's the replay. But they were wondering, quite a while which card they're going to go bring out, and they bring out the Gaia Dark Magician fusion. I was pretty much surprised to see that. It does work very well in this situation, especially against Fenrir. But me, usually when I put like Waking the Dragon in my deck, I usually put like a card like Ultimate Falcon in my extra deck, something really big I can't really bring out, but it's a problem for my opponent. I guess their extra deck is just full of cards that they could just naturally use, and they pretty much put out the right one there, because the protection from targeting is actually not bad at all. Like I said, it pretty much makes my Fenrir useless. But my key to my effect... So sorry, I'm just losing train. But the key to what I want to do right now is just bring out the Borger and flip the damage. Borger completely just gets destroyed. I get Fenrir's effect to go off. I'm going to use Birth. And I'm just going to end from there. Now, what I'm going to do at this point is try to use my Link monster so I can get the Borger back. Now, the Borger can actually return my level 4 monster to the hand. Summon up the Borger. And they're going to go for the attack. I'm going to use the effect. I'm going to reveal. And I'm going to inflict the 1500 points of damage to my opponent. Borger is gone. Now remember, I do have the Link monster, which is just going to bring it right back to the hand. So the key of me winning this one is I'm just going to go and burn them. So we're going to do that all over again. First, we're going to bring Renzon. Renzon's going to then bring Borger from my deck to my hand. I can then now return to the hand, summon our Borger, reveal, and now 1,500 points of damage. The worm is going to now come straight to the field, and I'm going to go and reveal so I can change his battle position. That way Fenrir can get over it. Fenrir's effect is going to activate to banish it, but of course they're going to use the effect to block Fenrir, which is what I wanted them to do. And I almost forgot about the electromagnetic turtle, so they're going to end the battle phase, and my Fenrir is going to get destroyed as well. So things are looking pretty crazy right here. My opponent has to stop me. I'm going to bring right back out the Fenrir, and Borger is going to be able to use the effect. They can't really do anything to stop it unless they have like an effect veiler. So 1,500 points of damage. They only have 500 left. Borger has to go, and so does my Link monster. They're going to use card destruction. I'm going to go use the effect of my Worm monster so I can switch the battle position. That way they can't even attack me, meaning my Borger is completely safe this turn, and they're just going to scoop. And there was pretty much nothing they could do because Borger was just going to end them next turn. And what they didn't know is I actually just drew into another Borger. Alright, so this is going to be the final duel. And this is the first time where I'm running 3 Stake Your Souls in the deck. And my hand is looking pretty bad at this moment. And I see I'm going against Labyrinth, so I'm in a pretty rough situation right now. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get out of this? Labyrinth has so many ways to push through and get rid of my cards. So I got to be pretty smart how I play here. And now I've drawn into the counter trap card again, so my hand is terrible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Stake Your Soul because this will be able to get me out my Searcher. I'm also going to use the Ash Blossom so that way they can't use their trap card so they can search out another Labyrinth monster to the field. Here we go. Now I'm going to be able to get my search off, and the first thing I'm thinking is I should maybe get the Earth monster. I mean, why not? Just another monster I can throw into the field. I'm going to go into the Link monster. Link monster can give me back my monster to the hand if I really needed to. And of course, they're going to activate that trap card that will flip everything face down. And anything that's not face down is going to get sent to the graveyard. So I'm just going to get my monster right back to the hand. And at this point, I could special summon the Earth monster. So I guess it was good to go into her. Too bad I couldn't use her effect to get rid of that back row. We're going to go right back into the Link monster, and the reason I'm doing that is so that I can use the effect during the next turn. If they want to target my monster, I do have the counter trap cards, but I'm not expecting them to do any work. There we go. We're going to special summon up our monster, and we're going to put Caesar to the hand. That way I can use Caesar's effect, so then I can bring it straight to the field. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to activate the trap card because I just realized they're going to go and try to summon out a monster. So why don't I just use the trap card so I can just return what they have to the hand. And this is what I hate about Labyrinth. They recuperate all their trap cards to get every single thing they need. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring out Caesar, and we're going to return everything they have to their hand. And my monster is gone as well. Here they go, and she's going to come right back because a Labyrinth effect was activated. I absolutely hate that card. Now they're going to use that effect, and they're going to go and finally bring out the field spell, and now things are getting rough because unfortunately my counter trap card can't do anything against that field spell. I'm not sure why, but it just can't. Caesar's going to go right back to the hand, and now I have some type of options here because I do have another Stake Your Soul, so I'm going to try to go for Dr. Madlove over here, but they're going to counter real quickly and bring out exactly what they need. And you know who that is. The lady who runs the Labyrinth is going to come straight to the field, and I do not want this because anything she snipes away is going to be terrible. First, the field spell is going to get rid of my Searcher, so he's gone. Mad Love is going to be able to search out something I need. Of course, they're going to go and try to snipe a card out of my hand or destroy the monster on the field. I'm going to just bring out Borger just for the heck of it. Then they got the Virus, and they call correctly when they call trap cards because they get rid of both my counter trap cards. Like I said, I don't think they were going to do much work in this duel anyway. Borger is going to come straight to the field. Again, their Labyrinth monster right back to the board as well. Caesar is gone. Mad Love is going to go and add the Continue. Continue is a great card to have. First, I'm going to use Borger's effects just so I can draw a card. This is the only time I'm actually using it to draw a card, but I do need more options to work with at this point, and I drew into a great card. So again, their board is looking way too promising. Let's go and search something out real quickly. Let's get continue so I can get user right back to hand by paying 500 life points. Then, of course, I'm going to go and use the effect so I can destroy everything in this row. So Lady Labyrinth is gone. I revealed so I can get the Worm Monster straight to the field. But, of course, we're going to return the Searcher so we can use him back later on. And Caesar is going to come straight to the field. I'm going to be able to use the effect to switch that monster to defense position because it's not a targeting effect. Yes, that monster does protect itself from being targeted if there's a set card, but the Worm Monster's effect doesn't target, so I was actually able to change the battle position. We got all the attributes in the hand that we need for this deck. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to destroy the back row. The following turn we can get rid of the field spell if we really need to, or if they decide to set a card. We're going to go and use Borger, so we can get rid of their last monster. And for some reason my screen turned really dark there. I don't know if that showed up on the video, but here we go, and we're just gonna pop their back row. There's really no reason to destroy the field spell, and then I'm gonna chain so I can inflict 1,500 points of damage as well. So there they go, they take their damage, their trap card is gone, and they have nothing left to work with. It was game next turn. So even a deck like Labyrinth can be taken out by Vanquish, so even with a terrible hand like the one I started out with. So that was the Vanquish Soul deck, people, and it's a pretty fun deck. It has a lot of consistent plays, and it can play out of a lot of rough situations as well. If you brick, it is really hard to come back, but drawing something like Stake Your Soul really can help out even a bricky hand. I do run Unicorn. I know a lot of people, if they're going to do Cashier here, they want to throw the level 4 monster here because it's a fire monster. It matches the attributes. Me, I'm perfectly fine with just throwing Unicorn. It's a threat. People don't want things sniped out of their extra deck, and it can search Birth. Birth works well with getting back the Cashier cards as well as Heavy Borger. So if you want to build my version of the deck, feel free to do so. It's not the perfected version of the deck. Perfected version of my deck will be running Rhoda. I don't have Rhoda. And maybe another Caesar, even though it's highly not necessary at all because you can get it straight to the hand with Stake Your Soul and Rosin as well. I would probably get rid of a Trinity Burst and a Calamity over here and probably replace something like with Solemn Judgment, or maybe, I'm not even sure what card I'll put in there. Maybe if I got another Maxi, I'll throw it in there. So it's not the perfect version of my deck. I still have some things to work on, but being even imperfect, it's been carrying me pretty far. I wish I had this deck ready for the Duelist Cup. But yeah, if you like the deck, then feel free to try to use this list, and just goes to show you, you can't judge a deck by its cover. People said this deck was horrible when it was first announced, and it's a pretty damn good deck, so give it a try if you have the cards. That's it for today, people. Peace out.